Hello everyone, welcome again to another episode on the Entrepreneurship and Being a Parent series. Okay, last week we did an episode on when is the best time to make the decision to become an entrepreneur while you're a parent. Okay, today's episode I'm going to cover some of the basics on how do you do it, meaning after you've decided that you want to pursue your dream or your goal of having your company or your business or whatever it is that you want to start while you're a parent, how do you do it? Here are 3 quick tips, and I have to give credit to a book that I read a long time ago, and it's called The $100 Startup by Chris Gilbo. And he had it's not a comprehensive book on starting a business, but it's a very nice read. It's a small read, short read, but there are 3 tips from there that I have put my own twist on. Number 1, so first, if you are ready, or when you're ready to start your business or your company, there are 3 things you have to know. Number 1, you have to look at your skill sets, okay? What do I mean by that? What are you good at? Or is there something that you're good at that can solve another person's problem or a group of people, a problem that is there for a group of people or for an entity? And what do I mean by that? There could be a company that may utilize your service or your expertise. Like this refers to people who want to do consulting, advisory services, right? So that's why I said, number 1, look at your skill sets and find out if you have a skill that can alleviate somebody else's problem, that can help another or even a company. Now, this skill could also be a product. So it's not just limited to your own skill sets. It could be a product that you come up with. It could be a simple product. It could be a complicated product. Obviously, the timeline is different for each one. But the easiest is a skill or a simple product. But understand that it has to help somebody else or a group of people get out of a problem that they have, or a company, okay? Now, after you identify that, the next thing is you have to know your audience, and you have to have a way to reach them. What do I mean by that? Your skill set or your product will be relevant to one particular group of people or a particular set of demographics, right? It won't be for everyone. Don't keep thinking, oh, my product has to be good for everyone, or my skill set has to be good for every company. No, that's not the best way to go about it. Look at your skill set or your product and identify the group of people or the target audience, that's what we call a target audience, that is best fit for your skill set or your product. Now, it's not good enough if you just know your target audience. You have to have a way of reaching them. Now, I'm not talking about marketing and spending thousands and thousands of dollars and all this stuff that people get scared of being an entrepreneur. I'm just saying, make it simple. How do you reach them? Is it through a website? Is it through a blog? Is it through a podcast? Is it by going to your local church or to a networking event? This is what I mean by keeping it simple. So know your target audience and know how to reach them. Even if it means having your own website, that's a way you can reach them. Having your own podcast, or collaborating with someone else's website, or collaborating with someone else's podcast. We'll deal with this in a couple different episodes later where I talk about the difference between having resources and being resourceful. We'll get to that and I'll break that down. But the second thing important, you need to know your target audience and how do you reach them. The third thing is, this is a very important thing that a lot of new entrepreneurs, no matter how old they are, right, they don't pay attention to. Give your target audience a way to buy your product or your service. I'm going to repeat the word buy. I'm not saying give your target audience a way to know about you or give your target audience to explain what you do. No, I'm saying give your target audience a clear place and a clear way to buy your product or your service. What's the difference? Because in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, The ultimate thing that matters is whether you can sell your service or sell your product or sell your skills. Not that you can explain something great, give a great education, and then everyone leaves afterwards without you getting paid. That doesn't make any sense, right? This is why I'm saying the third and most important thing, step that you need to know in the how-to part of this is give your audience a clear way to buy your product or your service. And the second layer to this is make it easy for them to buy your product or your service. What do I mean by that? A lot of people make it very complicated that once they get to your website or once they come onto your show or once they meet you, you can't give them a complicated way of purchasing your product. It has to be very simple. You know who's the best at this? It's someone you know really well. It's Google. If you look at Google and why they've become such a behemoth of a company and why they're worth billions and billions of dollars, if you go back to the days when Serge and them were in the garage and they're coming up with their product, would you ever imagine where they are today? The only way they got here is by making it very simple for someone to make a transaction in order to purchase one of their products. Imagine when they introduced Gmail, they made it simple for you to transfer. When they introduced Google Pay, when they introduced whatever it is that they introduce, they make it so easy for you to buy their product. AdWords, same thing. It's easy to buy their product. This is why I'm saying, find a way to clearly communicate to your target audience how they can buy your product and make it easy for them to buy it, okay? Again, just letting you know, if you have any comments, concerns, if you have personal experiences or frustrations that you've gone through, please comment and let me know, or let us all know. And even if you don't like what I say, let me know so we can be better at how we educate you. And then one more thing I just wanted to mention, my plan is to release a new episode in this series every Tuesday. So look forward to it and join us next Tuesday for episode number 3. Thank you and happy and wonderful investing.